it's Theresa of Larkin Design, and I'm here today. I'm going to work on a hybrid layout. I got my Believe kit, story kit from Ali Edwards, and so I'm just going through that and sort of looking at everything, getting a feel for what's in the kit. And I've already been working with it digitally. And so what I thought I would do, because, you know, the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about the word believe and you're a parent is that you believe in your kids, right? And so I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to do one of those layouts to each child, and just write a love note to them, using this kit. So that's my first one. I have plans to do 4. I'm going to end up only doing 1 today. And then I'll do, now that I have the basic plan laid out, I'll do the other 3 next week. I also pulled out some of my Maggie Holmes Bloom papers. The colors are what drove that decision. I really like this sort of apricot pinkish color that's in the Believe kit. And so that's the color that I pulled out for this layout. Now, this layout is about our daughter Emberlyn. And so I took pictures from when she graduated from 5th grade a couple of weeks ago. And so I thought that I would make those the focus of this layout. And I'll just share with you a little bit about Emberlyn. Emberlyn is my stepdaughter. She's not biologically mine, but she is mine in every other sense of the word. And Emberlyn has some unique challenges academically and socially. And she has been working so hard this year and doing really well. She's just doing amazing things. And so for her graduating 5th grade was actually a big deal. There were days we weren't sure that she would make it, or, you know, just the variety of challenges that we've faced, and that she is learning to cope with in her life. And, but she's got some determination and some strength about her. And so I ended up sort of writing about her how far she's come, and that, you know, right now she loves school simply because it's a social setting for her, and she is a social child. She does have moments where she becomes overwhelmed, but she does love being in the structure and in the setting of school, and when she's not in school, she misses it. And so this is a great thing, right? Because eventually she will begin to see that as the educational opportunity as well, not just the social opportunity. So I wrote about that, and I just decided, you know, one of the things I love about doing hybrid layouts, it's not my strong point, I freely admit. Digital layouts, hybrid layouts are not my strong point. So let me just clarify that you're not going to find Photoshop tutorials on my channel. They're just not something that I'm very comfortable showing, because it's messy and it's painful to see me create these layouts. But, and so that's one of the reasons why when I make one, I make it times 4. But, but, I just, the thing I started with on this layout was an idea of what photos I wanted to use and the text. And one of the things that I love about doing hybrid layouts is, and this is where my train of thought was going, I love that it lets me type more text than I'm likely to write if I'm writing it by hand or if I'm doing a traditional layout. it allows me to make the text the focus of the layout. And everything else is sort of the supporting role. And obviously the photos are a huge emphasis too, but photos plus the story make the layout. So that was my starting point, and then I placed the photos, and then I placed the journaling cards. Actually, I used 2 filler cards and a quote card. So you can see one of the filler cards is underneath the photo, and I used that as a home base for the E for her initial. And then I also, I changed the color in the word art, the Believe word. Instead of using the acrylic one, because I needed it ×4, I chose to make that corally peachy color. And then there were these easy places just for a strip of washi tape, just for something a little feminine, a little colorful, and fun. And then also the washi tape became homes for a chipboard embellishment, a brass star, and then another stamped element down below. So that's kind of what this side of the page became. Now, for this side of the page, and so what I do when I print out my hybrid layouts, I have the text, I have photos, I have the filler cards, and on this side I used one of the quote cards, and then I turn the photo layers off, and I just print real light gray boxes so I know where I'm going to adhere those photos. And then I print the photos on glossy. The portion that's printed on white cardstock is printed on matte cardstock, and it's actually Staples brand. They call it matte photo paper or something like that, but it's not it's not what I would call photo paper, but it is a real nice heavy cardstock weight, and it does a great job of printing out these filler cards, and it takes the ink really well. And again, I work on an Epson large format, so 13 by 19, Workforce 7620, with the Epson cartridges. So that's what I print on. And then I print my photos separate I printed these on 8.5 by 11 glossy, because of the one wide photo. And so I just put them all on an 8.5 by 11 sheet and printed them all out at once. And so then I knew that I wanted a little bit of pattern paper to show around the layout itself. I really wanted to use some of my pattern papers. And so those were the 2 that I chose from the Maggie Holmes Bloom collection. And then, so just to finish off this side of the layout, after I trimmed out my cardstock and adhered those down, and then I just have stamped a couple of elements here, just to layer on top. One of the things that how do I want to say this? I love hybrid layouts and I love digital layouts, but I miss the depth and the texture of having the actual embellishments on top. So that is something that you will always see me do, even when it's a layout that began digitally. And of course, you could add all these elements in Photoshop and do this digitally. But there's something for me that I just still love, that depth, and the process of adding the papers and the stamps on top of the layout. That's just something that I love, that I still love to do, and that I'm probably never going to stop doing. And so then one final thing that I added was these one of these labels, and I chose the number 3 for her because she's number 3 in the birth order of our kids. So that pretty much wraps up this layout, and thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and comment and subscribe, and I'll see you back here later. Bye.